Abantu baminto nandi tigamba kwani werere buyaga. Because of time, we're gonna move very fast. In our Kenyan community, this year we're gonna be recognized, and we say Kenyans Count 2020. So in Kenyan community, we have people who are helping in census with different organizations. So please, census team, can you come in front very fast because of time? And as they are coming, I'm gonna recognize the city of Brooklyn Park, and I'm gonna take this chance to thank very much the city of Brooklyn Park, because they have recognized there is people in this community who needs to be involved in everything. They are making us aware of things happening in the city of Brooklyn Park, and you see they are with us here tonight. Because of time, we're gonna move very fast. In our Kenyan community, this year we're gonna be recognized, and we say Kenyans Count 2020. So in Kenyan community, we have people who are helping in census with different organizations. So please, census team, can you come in front very fast because of time? And as they are coming, I'm gonna recognize the city of Brooklyn Park, and I'm gonna take this chance to thank very much the city of Brooklyn Park, because they have recognized there is people in this community who needs to be involved in everything. They are making us aware of things happening in the city of Brooklyn Park, and you see they are with us here tonight. So before our Kenyan Census Committee comes up here, I would like to give just a minute to Brenda Morales from the city of Brooklyn Park, because they have really recognized that, and we also have to thank them. We know our good things are coming on our way. Brenda, when you go back, remember what we are always asking from the city of Brooklyn Park. We have to start from down so we can move up. So Brenda, it's your time, please. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, hello. Hi, thank you for both of them? Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. My name is Brenda Morales. I am the community liaison with the City of Brooklyn Park. I've been working really closely with Susan for the past couple months and some of the other Kenyan groups, because we need to be counted. Everyone in Brooklyn Park needs to be counted. The City of Brooklyn Park is one of the most diverse cities. We have over 50% people of color, and we want to make sure all of the immigrants, all of the refugees, all of the people of color in this city are counted. For every person sitting here, it's $2,800 of federal funds that the county, the city, and the state receives. So if you guys are not counted, we don't get that money. We don't get that money for things like transportation, things like childcare, Head Start, free and reduced lunch for your kids at school. So it's very, very, very important that everyone in this room fills out the census and then tells their families to fill the census out. March 12th, next week, is very important, because the federal government will be sending out invitations to everyone in the country, everyone in Minnesota, everyone in Brooklyn Park will be receiving an invitation to fill out the census beginning March 12th through March 20th. During this time, you can fill out the census different ways. Online, you can go on your computer, you can use your smartphone and fill the census form. We have copies of what the census is gonna ask you. It's gonna ask for your name, for your race. It's gonna ask if you own your home or you rent your home. It's very simple, it's very safe. There is no citizenship question on the census. So like I said, you can do the form on paper, you can do it online, you can call a call center and have it done over the phone as well, or you can come to Susan, you can come to any of these people for help. You can come to the City of Brooklyn Park and we can help you at City Hall as well. Yeah, anything else that you want to say?
Oh, I will tell them. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brenda, for enlightening our community. So this time I'm going to give Chui. Let's be very brief so we can finish up, because we are late in our program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Susan. So basically, I'll be quick. Again, Mwanyagetinge is also happy to partner with the city in terms of the census. And I think we did that because of two things. Number one, of course, as we had, getting counted counts for a lot of things in terms of resources that we're going to get from the government, both at the state level and the federal level. Number two, you also know that this year is an election year. So by getting counted and also by voting, that also takes us a long way as well. So I'm proud Mwanyagetinge is going to be part of that process in terms of the census and also the get out the vote as well. So thank you.
Okay, now it's my turn, and I'm going to talk very briefly on this. This is what you're going to receive on the mail. And when you get this on the mail, this is the census form. Please fill it. And you have the option. You don't have to write the names, but you will have to fill the people in that household. The official census day is April 4th. This is a conflicting day because it's Fool's Day again, but it's the census day. So anybody who is going to be in your house that day has to appear on your form of the census. Come along, the children. We have students who are in colleges who will not be in your house on April 4th. Don't put them in here, but encourage them to be counted wherever they are. If they are they have roommates in college, they are living out of, not in college campus, encourage them to be counted. They can fill, there is that option of filling. You can fill the name, you don't have to fill the name, you can go the option. Person 1, you answer all the things required. You can go as far as saying, I am a Kenyan. You can write that, I am a Kenyan. And this is not going to count against everybody. Somebody will come and tell us about the fear of census. Somebody is there to talk about that. And we're going to make sure we have centers where our people can go and get help. And we will want our own people to do this, to be census takers. So please, everybody, to help our community, we have to be census takers and to assist in our community, because we want to be recognized in where we live. We live here in America. We start from Brooklyn Park, the city you live. We go to the state, then we go the whole America. We are existing. Why can't we be counted and get involved? Sit on the table. Let's do this, our people, and things are coming. Things are on our way. Please, let's do this. We will have census where we will have our own. Brenda, I'm going to deviate a little bit. Excuse me. Abantu baito ntuega inanente mono. Ontomero musongo mateti nkomote. So abantu baito tigatu encourage abantu baito bakore egenteke egera tonyore abantu baito bonsi bibabarwe. Ntobwate reasons has to why. Nande ntomaete no nyenka ari omaete bono nkari ego chayaba different naga. Nkari umboro tokwanda twabara 1 2 3 eyebone go chakobe problem nga ingongo tomerwe gente. Sometimes timanye tigo gotumia computer. Nga kingo korata na kieke tutagete ngaki abantu baito bache bapati no nye business people balega iga but help some of abantu batabwa chioffice sometimes baiche bakonya batebe ngaki chinsechi nimbugate ngokonyo muntu minto aichuri egento kerie gego tigarari nkeri go chiande gego tigarari moiwe many years gego tigarari abantu ba census boka bakamenye to muntu raro gocha abatebe tintati go kwana. But I highly encourage each and every one of us, spread the word and let's do this. Thank you. Now I have one more quick thing. Okay.
Hi, sorry, I forgot to mention, March 28th, we have a big event. We have a rally happening here at the Garden View. We have Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan will be coming. The 2 mayors will be speaking, and also Hennepin County Commissioner Irene Fernando will be coming. It's a family-friendly event. We'll have food, we'll have games, cultural food from different cultures, and it's just a big celebration to get everybody counted in the census. So we hope you guys can make it. March 28th, it's a Saturday from 1 to 3 here at the CAC in the Garden View.
Nando nyomonto itotagete gukwana ritukerio karuerie taria origende utenene mutu wa ukwane ritukerio ria March 28 tenene mutu wa. Can I give the microphone to Bessie? Let's be brief, please. Thank you.
This is Amwag, and Amwag is one of the resources that the city of Brooklyn Park is going to use, or rather they have trained us so that we can be able to pass the message and make sure that all our people are being counted. What Hamwag has done, we have gone to places like the markets, we have gone to church, we have gone to school, we have used the North Metro College here in Brooklyn Park to talk to the students. We have been there 3 times and they are really receiving it well. So, but we have been asked some questions, and one of the questions Hamwag has been asked, this information we are giving, how sure are we that the information is confidential? What the Department of Commerce has told us is this: the information will be kept for 72 years. Those are many years. And this information, nobody is allowed to see it apart from the Bureau, the Census Bureau only. Not even the White House can see the information. So your information will be very, very confidential. It will be kept very well. Then some of the questions also we have been asked is this: how safe am I to open for somebody the house, even in my office, to make sure that I'm talking to the right person? And these are the answers we give. We have told them, with the person who is coming like me, I'll be given a card, and the patch I'll be given, this patch will be having my name, that's identification. It will be having my photo, you will see it, and it will be having the Department of Commerce watermark, that will be there. And then you'll be able to see the expiry date for the date that we are allowed to use the cards, and then it will have an identification. So with this, we have received very, very good feedback, and people are having confidence. So please, Mwanyagetinge, we are the ones at least to go out and make sure that all our people are counted, because this comes with a package that will help us and our children. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So that's it. No more census. Thank you guys for coming. Okay.
Good evening. Good evening. Habari zenyu. My name is Samuel Mwangi. I'm a community leader, and I want to say I'm very much impressed kuja kwa hii mkutano na tuongee maneno ya census. When we got that call from the city that we need to engage our Kenyan community, we decided Kenyans, leaders, we come together so that we can be able to get information. We went for training, we get information so we can get that information to you. This is very important to you. One thing I want to say is this. There will be 2 things actually. Don't fear. This questionnaire of census will not ask you for citizenship. So don't fear. If you have been in Minnesota for the last 6 months, and those people, they come to your house and they ask you to fill the questionnaire, just fill the information, because that information is confidential, and even the president has got no access to it. It's going to be kept for storage in the next 72 years. In the next 72 years, I'll be very far. I don't even know where I'm going to be. Secondly, also what I want to say is, I think we talked about the money. That money, the federal money. The last census, nobody was counted. I mean, very few people were counted because we did not have the information. So this money, this year, is going to trickle down, and is going to make even our community more vibrant. Asantini sana, and thank you so much.
Good evening. Good evening, members. Like the other members have said, I don't want to repeat because it's the same information. But what I want to tell you is one thing. Please, please, make sure you participate, and everybody in your house, even if it's 1 day old, must be counted. You know why? If you don't count that person, you take away 15,000 from where? From the city. And that means we are not going to get or to access the services that are being offered by the federal, the state, and the cities. So mine is very brief to encourage you, and if you have any question, I'm the technical team. Come there, I will answer all your questions with my other team. So please, members, this is very important for our community again. I don't want to repeat what the others have said. See you at the table there. Thank you.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, we're done. So next, without further ado, Dr. Mandi will present the report. I've asked him to be very brief because I want to allow more time for a discussion. We want to have a frank discussion about the report. Yes, sir.
And with more suggestions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, we have come to the main thing, presentation of your report. Now, the caretaker committee has taken 6, actually now is 7 months. We were supposed to end in 6 months, but it was not possible, so we went off by 1 month. Now, the main task under the team we were given to do is how can Mwanyagetinge be revamped to become a vibrant organization again. So that was our team, and that's what we went to find out. So how we sourced our data, we got church community members, constituency organization leaders, women, youth groups, so, and then that's where we gathered our information, and we had the council of elders, pastors, women group, and the survey which we sent online, and many people filled. So, in brief, these are what we found generally, what was the problem. People are not interested to join Mwanyagetinge. There is a leadership vacuum. We called for elections. Nobody wants to be a leader of Mwanyagetinge. They are not interested. And then, most of the people opted for constituency organizations. And this made now funerals, like when somebody is dead here, very difficult. There is this unity, mistrust of organization due to past failures. And also, one of the big issues is the day of meeting, Saturday and Sunday. So those are the key findings. So, and our strategic plan to reform Mwanyagetinge, these are the talking points. We want to talk about reorganization, introduction of programs, benevolent fund, inclusivity, introduction of new mass communication channel, reconciliation, financial transparency, and economic empowerment, and that's what I'm going to expound on it. Now, when we come to leadership, Mwanyagetinge, here on leadership, what we found is that people are yearning for good leaders. Leaders who have passion for the organization, who have integrity, hardworking, dedicated, and selfless. So one of the key findings which scored very high about education, the current constitution has it that to be a president of Mwanyagetinge, for example, you have to have a bachelor's degree. So that is one of the, according to the survey and the many people we talked about, they said leadership does not go with education. We have very educated people who cannot be leaders. So we recommended here that we should reduce the level of education to high school diploma. So, but we want to look at somebody's organizational skills and if he qualifies from those characteristics. So, one of the things we found that we have to reorganize the way Mwanyagetinge is, or emphasizing what it should be. Board of directors, in the board of how we choose people to board of directors, and the advisory council. What we found, the constitution clearly spells that there is supposed to be an advisory council. The constitution has been enforced for a long time, but there has never been an advisory council in Mwanyagetinge. So, this is how we recommend, it's a recommendation we are giving you, how we want the organizational structure to be for Mwanyagetinge. The advisory council, we need to have an advisory council, and how we are going to representative of the advisory council should be members from constituency organizations here. And then, on top of that, we have from special group, church, youth, women, and the professional community that they should appoint, select. And the people to the advisory council, there is no election. This is just a nomination. Like, for example, if the people of Kitutu in their organization with their president and the committee, they would choose and decide who from among their constituents supposed to represent the organization. So, and the church can nominate, we deliberated that it should have a 15-member committee as the current constitution states. So we recommend 2 pastors and 1 church elder. And then from the youth, women representative, and the professional community, like, I think we are going to expand on that more. And then the board of directors, we have an executive board where we have the president, the vice president, the secretary, treasurer, and the organizing secretary. And then we have county representative. We have expanded. Now we want to divide this into counties. So the main functions of the board of directors is to establish the organization's mission and purpose, monitoring and managing the organization's financial resources, serving on committees, spread the word about the organization, and establishing the organization policy. Now, because we have expanded so much, it is very hard for just one simple committee to take care. Remember when we were here, people were only maybe in Hennepin County and Ramsey County. Among the 9 metro counties now, all our members are there, and we are spread all over. So we will have board of directors, each one from the metro county chosen. Like now, Anoka County has to elect 1 member to the board. Then we have Ramsey. Hennepin, because it's large, it will have 2. And we just simply demarcated that the Hennepin County, if you are north of 394, if you are north of 394, you are in Hennepin 1. South of 394, you are in Hennepin 2. So we'll have 2 there. And then Wright and Shaban County, they will have 1 representative. Dakota will have 1, Scott and Carver County 1, and Washington County 1. So the organizational structure will be like that. So we have the board of directors, the advisory council, and that is how they will be. Now, what does we call them each zone? Those the county representative, what will their role be? They will recruit and register all eligible members within their jurisdiction from Mwanyagetinge. So like if we have somebody elected in Dakota County, he's the one who's supposed to know who are Mwanyagetinge members in that county. So he will have to recruit them. And if there is any problem which happens, he should be the first respondent. He's a representative there. Like if, for example, it's a funeral which has occurred there, he's the one who's supposed to reach there first to represent Mwanyagetinge, because you cannot expect a president who lives in Ramsey County to know and go all the way down there. And then we'll bring these issues to the zone, to Mwanyagetinge, and this representative can also create a zone committee. If there are many, like the cities can also have representative which they can be dealing with their issues. So those are the characteristics of that, and these are the metro counties. I know the pictures are not good, but these are the metro counties, the map of the metro counties. So our people live in all these, And if we can develop this, it will be easier for running Mwanyagetinge organization. So like, that is Hennepin County, where we said we just put a literally boundary, but that can be discussed later. And the advisory council. So, as I explained, the advisory council, people are going to be nominated to this advisory council, or these are organizations. You know, many people think that when we start constituency organizations, it's causing division. That is not true. If we go to the history of Mwanyagetinge, when the people become many, they have to divide. They move to bring leadership closer to Mwananchi. But we don't want to leave separate entities. Now, to bring all of these constituency organizations, they will have to bring the members, and these members are going to act as custodians of the constitution and the culture. So these are eminent men and women you have to nominate there. And also they can do arbitration of cases between members of the board and members of the community at large. There are some cases, and this actually from our clergy community, our pastor community said, they are overwhelmed with cases. There are some cases like which needs a cultural approach. So we want this advisory council to help on those issues. Oversee the function of the organization in circumstances where the term of the board of directors expires before election. And this is a concern. Like Mwanyagetinge right now has what we call a constitutional crisis. This is how a constitutional crisis arose. The term of the board of directors came to an end. They called for election. There is no election. There are no people to fill the position. The election is postponed. Now, what happens? What happens to the board of directors? Do they stay in office past their term? Then it creates a constitutional crisis. And therefore, we thought, because this one would go for the people who are nominated to this advisory council go for 3 years, while the board of directors is 2 years. So they will remain, and it is easier to nominate people to the advisory council. So in case the term of the board of directors has expired, and if the election has not occurred, then they will have to take over to fill that gap until the new board has been constituted into office. So they will serve as election commission. Every time we choose an election commission. So we recommend that the advisory council will oversee the election of the board of directors. Then they will provide the independent sounding board for the board of directors. Here, they are not going to compete to one another, but they will be like advisors to the board. If there are any difficult issues, we want both of them to work in tandem to solve any problem. Then they will serve as an advocate for the organization. Those are details. So I just give the constituency, the Kisii constituencies as we gave them where we are going to source them. Because we have to go to the roots. We don't have to forget our roots. And that's Nyamira constituency. One of the things also we recommend, Mwanyagetinge should have a very strong benevolent fund. Equally, that is very true. And as the Kisii say, Ochaga mwangane, mwanchanereki matatia. You cannot disassociate Kisii people to the way they mourn their loved ones. So we recommend this, and we can make funerals very easy with our benevolent fund. We are a large number. Or we have even got people who don't know somebody loses a parent, is not known anywhere, and they're suffering. So if we can join Mwanyagetinge, we simplified it because we can register between 1,000 and 2,000 members. Or when we register, you register with 250, 50 for registration, and every occurrence, you only give $10. Just imagine, every weekend we have all these matangas. If all of us are there, even if in a weekend we have 5 matangas, you only give $50, every person gets a minimum of 10,000, and goes and buries the person and comes back. Very simple. And this one, we will leave it, Mwanyagetinge, once it's running, we should have a specific committee working out the details of this benevolent fund. Programs. There are a lot of programs which Mwanyagetinge can start, and we have seen that before. And we propose it is a high time that Mwanyagetinge we can have a community center. If we can join hands, we will have a community center where we do all of these our social programs, educational programs, after school programs, even spiritual programs, like when they have, they have been having a camp meeting issue, we can have a very big hall. If we come together and everybody only gives $100, we will have a hall where we will do all of these our programs. When the church is having their functions, they do there. When we have after-school programs, and we also want to lobby the state to have these programs funded, like mental health, which is really becoming an issue to our community. So really, so the community center, once this comes into force, we will have a strong committee to start looking for a place. It is not, we are not going to be saying we are going to think about it. Something we want to start right away. With the cooperation of the church and all other community organizations, it is something which could have started yesterday. Inclusivity. One of the things we found is we have been having this issue. You know, this issue used to be in Kisii. I didn't know it has crept here. Now we are having a conflict of church. When do we do things? When it started with the tea, when do you take tea to the buying center? Those issues are here. The church, Saturday church hours, it is their Sabbath. They don't want to come to meetings. Sundays are also saying, Sunday is our Sabbath day. We go to church. So there is that conflict. So we simply say that after listening to people, the recommendation they gave is that let us alternate the meetings between Saturday and Sunday for equity. So like if the meeting today is on Saturday, the next meeting should be on Sunday. I think that would be fair, everybody to tolerate one another. And you know, we pray to the same God. He can see even our dilemma, then he can forgive us. So, introduction of community communication channel. Surely by now, we need to have a voice where we pass our voice. We need to have even our own TV. We need to have our radio. We need to have a radio where I want to hear Mama Beatrice go and give young ladies advice in the evening. Mr. Tom, I would really commend Tom has been persistent with Munshare for many times. And I think, Tom, we really need to sit down and find a way of starting our own radio or a TV. And there are other communication. Facebook, our website needs to be improved. And then like Telegram app, I think it accommodates over 200,000 people. So Mwanyagetinge should be able to start, then we communicate. We had an issue this time when we are inviting people to a meeting. Say, you didn't see this announcement in Mwanyagetinge? No, I'm not in Mwanyagetinge. So there are so many people because WhatsApp was a limit of only 256. So if we can have like Telegram app, if Google Group can be revived, even broadcast. We have our tech people here. If we can have that, I think we will be able to reach many people. And there was a need of reconciliation. Surely, we, as a community, as any other community, we have tripped, we have made mistakes. So the thing is that we need to be tolerant to one another, and let us forgive one another. If we need that one, we will call upon our pastors to pray for us. We need to forgive one another because there are other people, either when they were in leadership, they were hurt, they were insulted. We need to forgive one another and then move forward as a community. That one is divine, and we will have to come together as a community and forget one another. Don't start calling, I will never talk to Ababasi, they messed me up, I will never talk to Awanjali, or this. Let us forgive one another. We made mistakes, let us start anew. Financial transparency. Some concerns were about money, that they gave money, they don't know how the money was spent. And the Mwanyagetinge in the future now is that they need to give their financial reports quarterly to the people to know exactly how their money is spent. And we cannot emphasize more that if we can make it transparent, what occurred, the transactions, it will make it easier for our organization to move forward. About economic empowerment, we know we have missed so many opportunities. Our people are very hardworking, but we miss many opportunities because sometimes we do business, we don't access funds to develop our business to grow. So as Mwanyagetinge should be a reservoir, and that's why we call upon that the leaders we put in Mwanyagetinge, they should find where we can access capital and we can move forward. But we can do that when we talk our numbers. We are a big number that we can have our own bank. So those are, we recommend that the new administration, if they can implement this, because when the people become rich, that is when this organization can go higher. And with that, if we implement it, it will mean that a constitution has to be amended. And we have given a key articles in the constitution of Mwanyagetinge, those clauses which needs to be amended, like Article 502 on the staggering of the election and the length of holding office for various members of the board election should be held on the second weekend of July of the board of directors expired date. So I think if we put it in a constitution when the election is supposed to be, not that we wait and you plan when to have elections. So if we put it clearly when the term ends, so all of those, I will not read all the sections where the constitution will need to be amended, like what we have said about the electoral commission to the advisory council, changing those things. They will need to be implemented, and all of those sections. Now, the immediate action items we have here. Now, the dilemma the caretaker committee have today as we are standing here, we are presenting this recommendation to you today. We don't know who to hand it over to. And this is, we talked with the Brother Jui yesterday at length. You know, anything, we have differences, so we ironed it out. He feels that the way the caretaker committee was constituted, to him, it's illegal. And when he gave me his side of the story, yes, I said, you have a point. But also I asked him, your term in office ended in 2017. Why are you in office? That I have not had an election, somebody has not been elected a president I'm handing over to. Then I say, we have a constitutional crisis here. But there is nowhere in the Constitution where it says that if you don't have somebody to hand over to, you stay in office. So we say if we had a Supreme Court, we could have gone for interpretation. But we don't have a Supreme Court. Now we bring it to you here. We don't know where we are handing, who we are handing over. So you are at the Supreme Court today. Now, so we recommend first, we discuss the report and adapt it. That's what we are asking as a caretaker committee, that after we finish here, we will discuss that. And on top of that, we recommend that because there is a constitutional crisis, and the only people we can easily constitute, which is already even in the constitution, the current constitution, the advisory council. Because it is still in the constitution, we recommend that you constitute it now. Then, this advisory council can oversee the functions of the organization, act as the interim organization board until the elections are held, conduct the mass registration, and set up an election date, or elect members of the executive board to oversee the functions of the organization. That is upon you. That is what we could not make a decision because you are at the highest governing body as Mwanyagetinge members. I leave it to you to discuss the report. And I will say that is the brief of the report, but then you can, it's discussion and question. I don't know, MC, how you want to conduct this.
What do you guys say? Thank you. Well, guys, you did an awesome job, and I want to thank you for the sacrifices, because finding time to do this work is it's not easy. Sometimes I call it a thankless job because you don't have anybody to thank you. So again, thank you very much. We'll make sure that your work won't be in vain. I can feel it. I think that the new dawn from Mwanyagetinge is here. Dr. Mandi talked about Tom. Many of you don't know who Tom is. Tom, please, if you could stand up. He's the founder, and he runs Mushale. Mushale is the largest African community newspaper. It's been in existence for 25 years. Was one of the very first guys to start doing something on their own. Okay. So before we start the questions, and also you stand up, you say your name, you say either it's a question or a suggestion or just a comment. And I'm sure we have somebody who is taking notes so that after here, we will sit down and kind of put everything together. But before I do that, I want to give Mr. Chui a couple of minutes to thank everybody and also to say a word or two. Mr. Chui. So the way it's going to work, I'm not going to give you the mic. So be prepared. You raise your hand, we'll start from here, because there are very few on this side, maybe 3 people here, 2 people there, and then we go back and forth. But write down what you're going to say. I will not give you the mic. After a minute, I'm going to walk away.
All right, thank you very much, Dev. First of all, I want to say thank you very much for taking your time to be here today and to actually be part of this process. So, as most of you have heard before, and as most of you have been seeing in terms of what has been going on around, we had some disagreement in terms of how this process was taking place. And for those of you who know me, I have voiced my concerns, and I've been very clear in terms of how that is. I talked to Mr. Mandi in length yesterday about this. And I think there is a perception of how things are done here, depending on who you talk to. And that's fair. It's fair for all of us to actually do that. My only question and my only concern was that, of course, we know Mwanyagetinge has been declining. And of course, we know that we needed to actually find a way to revamp our organization. But how that process is done and how we go about it is what has been in question. Okay, so me being in office, okay, I'm in office because of a constitution. Okay, and in any organization that I know about, okay, be this country or be it a state or whatever, okay, the people in office, part of the constitution, are there because they're elected. And until we have elections, they are still in office. Okay, so that's still subject to interpretation. Now, we had called for elections for Mwanyagetinge, and at the time when we did that, we chose an election committee. But we also gave time in terms of when that election should be done. Okay, so the committee that was in there chose to draw back the timeline of that election, which in my view was a short, reduced the amount of time that people who actually wanted to be part of the office could not prepare. So they met again to consult in terms of the way forward. And that's how this committee was created. Okay, I voiced concern about that, and it went the way it went. However, for me, I'm very appreciative in terms of the work they have done. And basically, the work they have done here is basically what we have been talking all along. We can make changes in this organization. We can structure it no matter how we want to. But the key thing that I think we also have to know going forward is that the community has to support that organization. There's no way, regardless of how we structure this, that we can move forward without active participation from this community. And the stuff that they put on here, these proposals, they're good proposals. But it takes you and me to actually step up and say, I want to be part of that process. I want to be in Mwanyagetinge. I want to push them to move forward. Nobody can stay in office like me doing volunteer work to actually, for the community, can stay how long I've stayed in this organization and do free work. Everybody here wants to be paid. Even my team that I was part of, my first team, I know Hulda is here. Thank you for coming, Hulda. And also this team right now. Okay, these people take their time off to actually be part of that process. But there is nothing like compensation in terms of even a meeting. So some people actually gave up. Okay, they gave up because they don't see the support that is coming from the community. So for me, I'll just want to be clear is that regardless of who is in office, for me going forward, my hope is that with us coming together today, that regardless of how we're going to constitute the team going forward, that you guys support them. That's the only way that this community is going to move forward. Because if you don't, then we can't. So, but again, thank you again for the good work that you've done, and I'm hoping that this will be hopefully be a new process. Thank you.
Mwanyagetinge Werere. My name's Nelson Magutu from yeah, my name's Nelson Magutu from Nyaribari, Masaba Iwacho. Now, Dr. Omandi just finished the reading to us the report, and then now Dr. Omandi just finished reading the report to us. Now, the confusion that probably I'm in, and maybe I might be the only person, that who do we hand over the report to? Now, the question I have to all of us, do we discuss the report, then hand over to nobody? Or do we discuss about who to hand over, then we discuss? Either way, I'm of the idea that actually we have somebody to hand over the report to. From what I have understood, if I got you right, you got Chui. Literally, Chui is out. The team up there is out as of in the next few minutes. So where do we leave the report to? To me or to nobody? My suggestion, you might not give me again. My suggestion, it's just me. Not either. Can we appoint an interim president to take the report interimly as we hold the next elections? So I suggest actually we choose an interim president, somebody who should actually be handed over the report from Dr. Omande and the group, and then we move forward from there. Thank you.
So I'll let Dr. Mandi be getting ready to answer the question.
Thank you so much for the time you have given me. I second the proposal that we do need to hand over the report to somebody rather than choosing a president randomly, because these guys have worked. I will suggest that we appoint the leader from one of them to spearhead the elections. But this is what I wanted to say in form of a comment. Number one, I have already said thank you for the good work you have done. It's a commendable job. Number two, what we have failed to do as a community is to take care of our resources. And one, we have 4 major resources in life that are very important. We have money as a resource. We have family as a resource. We have your body, yourself as a resource, because if you are sick, you are done. Then we have the resource of the community. Communities take power. Communities change lives literally. There is much we can do if we strive to be together and determine that we are not going to give a damn to anybody who is going to divide us. And we are all grown-ups. I sometimes see us utilizing a lot of energy and a brain writing basically nothing on our social media rather than striving how we can be able to bring us to. So this has been an eye-opener. Let's not leave this room. Close that door until we have a leadership in place and a timeline in place to implement these things. Then we know we are now going forward. And so, lastly, please, in your report, I know you have said pastors to be included in that, but let not pastors be there to be seen and to simply be called to come and pray. No, give us our proper place on the table. Allow us at least 15 minutes. Tell Pastor Mokua, tell Pastor whoever, you have 15 minutes to address us so that the spiritual place is given, because sometimes we lack so much spirituality and we lack directions because there is no God in our place. America was built on in God we trust. We need God in our place too. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor.
This is my brother. I think he skipped me earlier. I don't know why, but he has his own reasons. I will be quick. First of all, I don't know, are we taking suggestions? Are these proposals, or we're just saying and then we will start looking for proposals? Are these proposals being recorded for us to vote on what? I want to know. Am I supposed to give a proposal or I'm supposed to give my comment? Both? Okay. Okay, my first I got a question. Do we currently have any registered Mwanyagetinge members? For anybody who knows, do we have any registered members in Mwanyagetinge? Anybody knows? The president is looking at me. Anyway, my suggestion will be, we have been given a report, and what I would suggest will be we need to have an interim committee who would be the custodian of this report. And I would suggest that they will be the ones to oversee the elections when we decide when that election will be. So the interim committee to be the custodian of the report and to oversee the election when we decide that when that will be.
Thank you. So looks like some issues have been raised. I'll let the chair answer. And then if something has been asked, please don't ask the same question. So Dr.